The best Call of Duty update ever, Black Ops 6 Season 3 is dropping in a week with the explosive return of Verdansk, and it's packed to the brim with fresh weapons, remaster classic Black Ops multiplayer maps, new zombies map that is incredibly creepy and I'm super hyped for it for some reason, and heart-pounding Warzone action. So here's everything you need to know about the multiplayer modes and the new zombies content, as well as key dates for free stuff and all the little game-changing details you don't want to miss. So first off, Black Ops 6 Season 3 officially launches on April 2nd, and Warzone won't launch until the next day with the new map of Verdansk, but Call of Duty is giving away a ton of free rewards just for you showing up. If you log into Call of Duty at any time during Season 3, you are going to get the two Modern Warfare 2019 operators of Domino and the Milsum operator, who kind of looks like Roach in my opinion, that can only be used in Warzone. Now this is a series first for Call of Duty, two operators who are only Warzone specific. It's kind of interesting, something to dive into at a later point, but importantly, if you log into Call of Duty on April 2nd and you try to launch Warzone, Call of Duty will show you a brief cinematic as well as giving you the Kilo 141 completely for free to start leveling up in Black Ops 6. Oh, but by the way, Black Ops 6 Season 3 will have a one-day free trial starting on the 2nd of April, so even if you do not own Black Ops 6, you can launch it for free and level up the Kilo for the official Warzone launch the next day at 9 AM Eastern Standard Time on April 3rd. But don't worry, if you don't unlock it, you'll just have a rigorous challenge to complete to unlock it, so if you're like me, I'm gonna log in and grind all day to get the Kilo 141 leveled up for Warzone launches. However, if you're like me, this already sounds amazing, but Call of Duty decided this wasn't enough free stuff, so they are launching a Return to Verdansk event in Warzone that will be giving you 14 other free rewards, including the Cali sticks. But before we dive into the rest of the free stuff Call of Duty is giving you, let's talk about the other weapons coming to Black Ops 6 and Warzone from the original Warzone 1. First off, we know the Kilo 141 is returning, and so are the Cali sticks as I just mentioned. But I'm going to channel my inner Phil Swift here. But wait, there's more. We're also getting the CR56 AMAX and the HDR sniper rifle alongside a Grau 556 mod for the SWAT 556 in Black Ops 6, turn it into a full auto gun that you can use immediately. And oh wait, we're also getting the Ladra SMG in the mid-season alongside a nail gun melee coming to Warzone with an event. Now I don't know about you, but that's a lot. And anyways, let's talk about the Return to Verdansk event that gets you the Cali sticks for free and requires very little effort to complete. The first thing you need to know about the event is that each of the 12 segments of the Warzone map, there is a secret hidden safe, and opening the safe will give you one of the first 12 rewards for free. At some point, you'll get a double reward for the exclusive Trailblazer event skin for Kane, where he wears patches of all of the original Warzone locations on his gear. And the next step is to hit the subscribe button down below so you know all the safe locations on day one, because I'll make a video showing you exactly how to find them. And the last step is, once you have gotten the 12 hidden rewards and the free Trailblazer skin, you will be given the Cali sticks just for completing the event, something that could take you maybe 2-3 hours at the most. But Call of Duty is still not done giving you free stuff for logging in during Season 3. But wait, there's more. You're also going to get the Blue Legacy contrail for when you die from the sky in Warzone to have a little blue smoke trail behind you, as well as the blue Coming Home Warzone parachute and the Like We Never Left gun screen that counts every kill and elimination that you get in Verdansk, starting from your very first drop on April 3rd. But speaking of that first drop, when you get into Warzone, you're going to see the original Warzone loading screen when you get into the lobby, as well as a remastered intro and outro cinematic for Warzone. You're going to see that iconic plane cresting over the hills as you get ready to drop in, and you're going to get that iconic helicopter exfil on your way out, on top of having 150 player lobbies to bring home that feeling of OG Verdansk. But when you start diving, you will discover you can shoot while diving once again, just like in the original Warzone. But once you hit the ground, you're going to notice that your movement has been tweaked from the Black Ops 6 Omni movement system we've been encountering the last few months to a new movement system that's halfway between the original Warzone movement system and the new Omni movement system, allowing for sideways running and strafing, but you will feel that your forward slide goes farther and faster than your slide-side slides in Warzone. It's going to be something that you feel when you get in the game, and it's kind of hard to describe. But importantly, Black Ops 6 movement is not going to change, so there may be an adjustment when you switch between Warzone and Black Ops 6 or vice versa. Looting in Warzone is going to feel just like the original looting system because Call of Duty has rebuilt it from the ground up for Verdansk. We're getting classic loot boxes with nostalgic sounds and classic loadout drops to bring back that nostalgia vibe for players. But we will talk more about the new loadout system in a second, but when you open the box for the first time, you're going to see the loot spreads out in a circular pattern. It won't stack up like the current Warzone iteration, and additionally, the loot will once again be floating, which is something we've been asking for since the change is implemented in Warzone 2.0, which we won't speak of here. And speaking of the loot itself, it will include a section of the last 3 years of Call of Duty games. Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, and Black Ops 6 loot will all be discoverable in Verdansk on day one. And Call of Duty is also bringing back the original thermite grenades because they were the most effective way to take out vehicles in Verdansk or just block off doorways so you don't get chased. But you'll also find the original Warzone armor satchel that allows you to carry 8 plates instead of 5. The new munitions and armor satchels from the current version of Warzone will not be included in OG Verdansk. With all of these amazing loot changes, you're going to feel the nostalgia as all of the original field upgrades return for Verdansk, alongside a mix of new and classic kill streaks like the Cluster Strike and the Bunker Buster. Moreover, Call of Duty is emphasizing that nostalgia of Verdansk and trying to bring back that original feel by bringing back the original buy stations with a vertical buy station UI to get everything you need. There will also be a new button in the UI that allows you to buy back all of your teammates with just one button press. However, if you only have enough money to bring back 2 teammates instead of all 3, it will randomly select 2 teammates to revive while allowing you to keep the remaining cash, keeping you on hand, getting your players back, and that way there's no favoritism because the game randomly picked them. The vehicles in Warzone, they're going to be almost identical to those in the original game, including the heli, the ATV, the off-road vehicle, and Big Bertha. The only change is the light vehicle has been swapped for the light transport military vehicle, but that's not a huge change. Now about those loadouts and the new loadout system I talked about earlier. Loadouts will be based on the Black Ops 6 Warzone loadout design currently, featuring a primary weapon, secondary weapon, melee, tactical, lethal, 3 perks, and a wild card. You can set this up in the pre-game lobby or in the main screen lobby, and you have the option to actually favorite a loadout, ensuring it automatically appears at the top of your loadout list when you pick it up. Some other small quality of life changes are incredibly important that you need to know about. First of all, every time you die in Warzone from now on, it will inform you who killed you and whether you were showing up on their tracker perk, UAV ping, heartbeat sensor, or anything else, and how they tracked you down. This will help Call of Duty players kind of determine who is genuinely skilled and who might be wall hacking, because if they can't ping you and they see you through a wall, you kind of got to figure it out. But don't worry, the hacking problem is also being addressed, and I have a whole video talking about that tomorrow. In addition to these changes, however, we're also getting some more cover in some of the more open areas of the map that previously had little to no cover. If y'all have ever had a circle close in farmlands, you know what I'm talking about. And this will also include new coastal buildings and the ocean to the south of Verdansk now being able to be swimmable, which is something that we have not experienced before. But additionally, there will be a small icon in the bottom left corner of your HUD to indicate what gear your teammates have. Just some small quality of life changes that are super important. But moving over to multiplayer, Season 3 is introducing a new storyline into the post-season story of Verdansk, Warzone, and Black Ops 6. In this season, Hudson recorded a videotape for Adler in the case of his death, detailing everything he knew about Pantheon and every encounter he had with them. Now this sets up some exciting new maps and multiplayer features that we're going to explore right now, and I'm going to talk about that story in a separate video coming out probably on Sunday morning. But don't worry if you're a Zombies fan, the new Zombies map is darker and creepier than ever, and we'll cover that next because I don't think anyone's prepared for how shocking the zombie content was that was released today and we're told about. So first off, Call of Duty is bringing 6 new maps this season, and they are all set in the years of Hudson's memories of when he was there, which adds an interesting vibe to them, so let's dive in. The maps we got are Barrage, which is set in Vietnam in 1968, which is just an artillery base with damaged pathways. Nomad, set in Afghanistan in 1986, is a ruined fortress with a zipline accessible tower. Firing Range, which is a remaster of the classic map we all know and love. Haven, which is coming in the mid-season, which is a KGB safe house that is abandoned and overgrown. Interesting to see where this one takes place because it's set in the year 1991 after Hudson's death and the kind of the story tie-in there. But Signal, which we're also getting in mid-season, is an ocean rig featuring flooded areas, and we're getting Blaze Town for mid-season update, which is a variant of Nuketown honestly, this is probably coming on April 20th, and if you know why, you know why. Now, all these maps look amazing as I'm showing you here, but we're also getting 2 new perks and a new kill streak. The first perk is called Close Shave, which replaces your buttstock melee with a knife melee, guaranteeing a one-shot kill. Now, the second perk is the Vendetta perk. This marks the last player who killed you on the map when you spawn in. And on top of this, no Black Ops game would ever be complete without the Death Machine score streak, which you can unlock for 825 points in Black Ops 6 starting in Season 3. And on top of this, we're getting 3 new, or should I say, familiar game modes. We'll have a party mode only filter for Black Ops 6, as well as Sharpshooter, which rotates loadouts, and Joint Operations, which features 5 classic multiplayer modes with some new interesting modifiers. I'm honestly pretty excited to dive into these, but what's intriguing the most is honestly the creepiest and most original feeling zombies map we've had in years. Which, if you're gonna think about leaving, hold on a second. This is worth hearing about. First off, the new map is called Shattered Veil, and the trailer we got today gives you that classic zombies creepy vibe, which has already piqued my interest. Admittedly, I'm not a huge zombies fan, but this new map is set in an old building called Colton Hall, which contains some eerie relics related to Edward Richtofen's life scattered throughout the place, alongside a huge secret in the basement, and kind of creepily, a baby cot with blood on it. So, what? However, with Shattered Veil, we're gonna get a new Easter egg, and if you complete the Easter egg early, you're gonna receive some cool rewards like always. There's also a nice reward unlocked just for completing the Easter egg, as I'm showing you here. However, the part that's the most interesting, we're getting 3 new zombies variants. The toxic zombies, similar to those we saw in Cold War, who leave an acidic puddle when they die. The Elder Disciple, which will be a higher level disciple boss, and a bunch of new Project Janus security and scientists throughout the facility, including a scientist who pretty much acts like the Pentagon Thief from the original 5 map. Now, with all of this, the part I'm excited for, we're going to have 2 new wonder weapons to use against the enemies, but technically we're going to have 4, and let me explain. First off, we're having the Wonder Waffe DG2. We saw Richtofen use this in the intro cinematic for Liberty Falls, and no one was really surprised by this returning, but I'm happy to see it come back. The second is the Mark II ray gun, featuring 3 new variations. The SMG variation, where each bullet gives you a chance to ignite the zombies. The shotgun style Mark II ray gun, which grants you a temporary invulnerability shield while using it. And the Mark II ray gun marksman rifle that spreads plague damage with each shot. Additionally, we're also getting a new double tap Perca-Cola machine, which boasts, honestly, the coolest animation of any Perca-Cola machine I've ever seen. This new perk boosts damage and fire rate with major and minor augments, offering instant kills and bonus damage just at random for using it. But we're also getting 3 Gobblegums. Tactical Diffusion Gobblegum, which is a rare one, converts a nuke power-up into a 2000 essence. And if those of y'all who are kind of hardcore zombies fans, you know, a nuke power-up only gives you 400 points, so it gives you a little bit more. We're getting the Support Group, which is a legendary perk, which provides powerful support items. Not a whole lot of details on this yet. I'm curious to see what it does a little bit more. We're also getting a new whimsical Gobblegum called D-Pitched, which temporarily makes zombies have high-pitched voices. And to me, all I can hear in my mind is Alvin and the Chipmunks singing as I see a zombie walking to me. Lastly, we're getting a new microwave trap that bursts zombies for 750 essence, a dark ether field generator that creates a static field disintegrating zombies, and a support score streak featuring the Death Machine, which is a heavy machine gun available for crafting, and also that score streak I told you about earlier. And honestly, it's a huge update, but subscribe down below to stay up to date with all of your Call of Duty information, and until next time, I am IceBurgz, your Call of Duty informant. Stay frosty.